Dream It and Do It. This book is dedicated to Tria. I want to say a formal thank you. At the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, you posted a meme about Shakespeare writing King Lear during the plague while quarantined and said, "I expect nothing less of you." You probably didn't give it a second thought, but I felt convicted. Okay, God, I get it. And that week I started writing, and I published 5 books during 2020 and started this one. Thank you, Tria. Chapter 1. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. During my teens, our family was going through a difficult time. We had 5 close relatives die in a short period of time. I had to get up and move the last month of my senior year. My junior year, I was so stressed out, I had Bell's palsy. And I'm going to guess, you might not know what that is. It is a mini stroke in your face. The doctor said they didn't know what causes it, but it is usually brought on by stress coupled with a virus. I remember being asked by the doctor, "Have you been stressed?" Boy, have I thought. I was in the middle of midterms. Half my grade was on a project that required me to drive, and I didn't have a car. Between all the life circumstances, life was hard for 17-year-old me. But God is good no matter what. I was one of 2 girls in building trades, surrounded by 15 or so teenage, almost men. And I think fondly of my BT boys. You couldn't imagine a more supportive group of 17-year-old guys than that group. They were quick to laugh, quick to make a joke. 3 of them barely said a word, and 5 of them talked enough for all of us. But 2 of them showed up at my door and drove me to 2 hardware stores, and the 3 of us completed our midterm together. We had over 100 items to price, and I was overwhelmed. But they laughed, turned up the country music, and pulled me through. We all got A's, and that day they were my knights in shining armor. Sometimes in your life, you get overwhelmed, and there is no way you can do it alone. There is no way you can make it through, and someone steps in and saves you from failing. Someone encourages you enough to make it. And if you're lucky, you can be God's hands and do that for someone else. So I started writing this book when I was having a really tough time. My dreams weren't going how I wanted them to go. Life wasn't going how I wanted them to go, and I just needed help. And I always have felt that I give myself really good advice for me. I tell myself what I'm willing to do. I tell myself what I should do. And I thought I needed that. And I don't know what kind of stuff you tell yourself. I don't know what your self-talk looks like. I don't know if you even talk to yourself. Some people think that's crazy. But I talk to myself. I give myself pep talks in the mirror. I write myself letters and say, "Hey Heidi, I don't know what's going on in your life right now, but I know you're worth it. I know you can do it. And I know you got this. You just have to come up with a plan." And I always seem to find those when it's important to find them. So I started writing this, and I needed it. And every time I go back and read it, just emotions bubble up. And I'm not really an emotional person. So the first time I read chapter 1, I started crying. Because we all have those situations where we're not enough. And God, or friends, that friend through God steps in and they help you through. And there are times in our lives when that's everything. And so I'm going to encourage you today to reach out to 3 friends and tell them how important they are in your life. Tell them the impact that they made. Because they probably need to hear that they actually made a difference. They need to hear that what they're doing matters. And they matter to you enough to make that impact. So go ahead and write them that letter. Post something on Facebook. do whatever you need to do. Instagram it and just tell them, hey, you matter. You matter to me, and you've made a huge impact to my life. And without you, this world would be just a little bit less important. And thank you. So, I am starting this whole new thing on New Year's Day. So, I'm going to post this on New Year's. So, hopefully, you're not bawling with me. But if you are, I'm sorry. And, you know, whoever you are, you matter. If you're watching this, you matter. There is somebody out there that remembers you because you chose to be kind to them. So keep on being kind. Keep on living what you're living. Keep on moving on. Because without those hard times, we don't know how precious those good times are. Happy New Year. And I pray it is a blessed, blessed year for you. I love you. Till next time, bye.